I don't care, this is good enough. Okay. Welcome back everyone. Welcome back to Diddy Kong Racing. This is going to be bonus episode number 2, where we're beating the staff ghosts in the time trial mode. TT has a couple of challenges for us where we need to beat certain times and then beat him directly. A staff ghost. A Nintendo placed ghost. That is pretty hard to defeat in some cases and pretty easy to defeat in others. But anyway, I took care of unlocking the staff ghost here in Walrus Cove. So we're starting this episode with beating TT here in Walrus Cove. Let's go see how difficult he is here. Hopefully not too difficult, because I'm having a lot of trouble doing this track perfectly. Making a lot of mistakes. But at least I was able to beat the unlockable time. Let's go see if that is also enough to beat TT himself. With Crunch, this track is definitely not a cakewalk. I'm already missing a dash plate. Okay, TT also apparently missed it, because he did not pass me. I'm exactly at the same time as my old time now. Inside of my own ghost. Okay, especially this part has been giving me a lot of trouble. Oh. Yeah, pretty much every single time I'm screwing up there. But hopefully TT's race is also not perfect. He also should have troubles here. I should be able to get away with that. You definitely need to slow down with Crunch there if you want to hit the booster. His turns are way too wide normally, so slowing down is required in some instances in order to stay in some corners. Okay, I'm really far behind my own ghost, but don't worry, I remember I screwed up at the end of the second lap here, so as you can see here, I'm passing myself again. Yeah, I completely missed that final turn in the second lap, my first attempt. So I should still be able to beat myself. Like I promised in the first bonus episode, beating the TT ghost is not the only thing I'm going for here. In order to make these races extra interesting, I'm also trying to beat myself every single race. And so far, I'm able to do that here in Walrus Cove. I also screwed up in the final lap. And I'm not doing it here, so
now try another track.
There we go. Beating TT and myself. Success here in Walrus Cove. Clearing off Snowflake Mountain. Because this was the final one we needed to do here. Well done, Crunch. You definitely gave me a lot of trouble. In a couple of these races I definitely needed a lot of attempts in order to get used to how racing works with you. But you were, in the end, able to beat all these records. And therefore, you get the approval sign by Treecks. Even though barely. Let's move on to Sherbet Island. And therefore, moving on to the next character. Let's go play with... Does not really matter. Let's go play with Banjo.
I'm Banjo.
Because he is Banjo. We'll be seeing a lot more of you in Banjo-Kazooie once that starts. But this is actually the first game he appeared in. Rare should have only known that this character eventually would get his own game series. Also a very good game, of course. One of my favorite Nintendo 64 games. But that is not a thing quite yet. Let's first start racing with him here in Diddy Kong Racing. And most of the voice clips he actually has in Banjo-Kazooie also originate from this game. Also interesting. But okay, he's going to be the one to take on this tropical mess of Sherbet Island. Let's just do the same like I did with the other two hubs. Doing all the tracks from left to right. Starting off with Whale Bay. Time trials in a hovercraft. Okay, this was pretty easy. First attempt was immediately good enough. The time is not very strict here. So, let's hope it's also going to be the case for TT himself.
Whale Bay.
my first time through is already
I hate my time.
good enough. And that means that this track is not difficult. TT also takes a shortcut. He also knows what the best way to go through this track is. Yeah, I know I can do this. You don't have to tell me constantly. Also something I can address while going in the time trial mode. Whenever you're beating TT times, you have this TT clock in the bottom left of the screen. But he's not just there to indicate that you're busy with the time trial challenge. He also sometimes says a few words to encourage you, like, go for it and you can do it. Or the moment you screw up, he will say, oh no. In all honesty, it sometimes is a little bit more distracting than actually helping you. But it is definitely a thing. So, worth mentioning. Okay, I'm losing to myself. Probably because I'm distracting myself way too much now. But I am beating TT.
Well done. Now try another track.
Semi-success here. I lost to myself. But I don't care losing to myself. I do care about beating TT. And that I was able to do. 1:10 and not even the best lap time, so... The only thing this race was good for was clearing off this track. And nothing more. No new records today. But okay, before moving on to the next track, let's remember to actually input time trial this time around.
Time trial.
Because I keep forgetting that. But now it's on, so I can immediately work on the next track, Crescent Island. Okay, this one's also not that difficult. Took me a couple of tries because I screwed up. But if you don't screw up, this track is pretty easy to do. Time is not very strict.
Crescent Island.
Let's go see if TT's time is also pretty lenient.
My time. Go for it.
But usually I like to go around the cave here because there's actually a zipper there. And therefore I have the feeling that it's faster. When racing or going for silver coin challenges, it does not really matter a whole lot which way you go when it comes to split pathways. But in time trials you're definitely going to want to go with the fastest route every single time. Because you're going to want to have an as fast time as possible, and therefore it's recommended to go with the shortest or fastest route every single time in order to ensure that you're not leaving behind any valuable seconds that way. In some tracks it doesn't really matter a whole lot because TT is not always as challenging, but especially in tracks where beating him can be somewhat of a challenge, I'm not going to want to leave any valuable seconds behind by picking a route that is slower than another one. Okay, this track seems to be one of the more challenging ones because he is very close behind me. This one is definitely not a cakewalk. Oh, here he is. I saw he was really close behind me on the map, but the moment he also enters your screen, then you should be worried. Okay, let's not screw up this final turn. And we're golden.
Now try another track.
Okay, this one is a lot more challenging than the last couple of tracks. Did not really make a whole lot of major mistakes, and yet I still barely beat him. So this is one of the more tricky ones, as you can see. Still first try on the TT race. Did need a couple of tries to get used to the track at first. But TT I was able to beat in one go.
Time trial. Hi there. See you there.
Okay, let's move on to Pirate Lagoon, because that should be the third one. Yeah, it is. Another Hovercraft time trial coming up. Okay, like I have been mentioning in every single time we've passed through here so far, this track is really difficult to do perfectly. You always make a lot of mistakes here. But luckily, in this track it does not really matter a whole lot, because even time trial times, both the... Oh, let's not mess up the turbo dash. But okay, let's finish that story. Both the time to unlock TT and the TT time itself should not be that strict here. So making a couple of mistakes should not matter in a track like this. Do make sure you do the turbo dash correctly, of course. That is easily restarted, so... Oh... I always screw up that part. Not just here, also every single time I pass here in the races, in adventure mode. Pretty sure that part, the booster before the ramp, never goes flawlessly. Okay, I'm having a lot of fun playing around with Banjo. Of all the heavyweight characters, he's definitely the least heavy one. He definitely feels like a medium-weight character more. So unlike Drumstick and Crunch in the previous two hubs, this guy feels a lot more natural to me. He's closer to the lightweight characters that I love so much. It's already showing. Okay, missed that zipper. I'm losing to myself. Yeah, I'm losing to myself. No matter, I did beat TT. And pretty hands down even, because he was pretty far behind me. Even the developers of this game, when they inputted this Staff Ghost, apparently had a lot of trouble with this track. So this was pretty easy in the end, even though it was pretty hard doing this track perfectly. So 1:22 stays my best time, even though I can do a lot better, I'm pretty sure. But in this case, it is good enough. So let's bump into TT for the final time here. Because there's one more track to do. My favorite one, in fact, when it comes to just going fast. Treasure Caves. Let's go. Okay, even though when it comes to the general layout, this is definitely the most boring track. But because of its easy layout, it's actually really fun just going fast here. Especially with a heavyweight. Let's go see if TT agrees on that. Remember to hang a right immediately after the start, because the first zippers to the right of the start. Easily missed, of course, because of that reason. The rest should be easy pickings. Okay, he passed me already. But you're not staying in front of me. You're not beating me here. Okay. Not sure what he did there. He passed me on the inside of that turn, and yet still got the booster, because he went really fast, so... Okay, let's not hope he will do that in the second and third lap too, because if he will, I don't think I can beat him. Okay, he didn't do it here. Luckily he didn't. There's still hope for me. But he's still really close behind me, so I'm not out of the woods yet. Okay. There we go.
Now try another track.
Okay, apparently only his first lap was really fast. The second and third ones were of less quality. Not that my third lap was perfect, but still. It was good enough. Okay, and with that we are done with Sherbet Island. I wasn't able to beat myself here, unfortunately. But TT was beaten. Another 4 tracks down the drain. And speaking of drains, we're actually entering a castle sewer in a moment, because we're going to Dragon Forest. And we're going to do that with... Let's go with Conker. Also a character we're going to see in a later game. Conker's Bad Fur Day was of course also a thing. Let's go see how he handles. Finally a lightweight character again. Ah, I'm already feeling good again. Let's move into Dragon Forest and see how the tracks stack up there. With a lightweight character that I like so much. Hopefully this will be a walk in the park. Okay, you know how it works. Let's do the tracks from left to right. Therefore saying we're doing Windmill Planes first. Let's go. And I forgot to bump into TT again. Okay, here we go. More than enough. This track's really easy to actually beat the time. So therefore also TT should not be too difficult, hopefully. And especially the fact that I'm racing with a lightweight character again. Definitely the type of racer that I'm used to the most. It definitely also helps me. In all these years of playing Diddy Kong Racing, the lightweight characters are the ones I've been getting used to the most. Never have to get used to them again the moment I start playing again. So this feels really natural to me. Beating that time that we needed to unlock the staff goes was really easy in a track like this. I was really far under it. And usually I've noticed whenever you have a lot of ease beating the unlockable time, then the staff ghost is usually also not that difficult to defeat. Of course, the staff ghost is always faster than the required time to unlock it, but usually not a whole lot faster. Usually the times are pretty close by. So if the normal time is already easy to beat, then the staff ghost usually is also easy to beat. There's never a very great difference between the two. And I'm even beating myself here now. Like I mentioned, that was already a race where I really felt good, so it's only saying that I'm doing really well this time. The previous race was already pretty clean. This one is even better. Even though, as you can see by the 2 dots, my previous attempt was really close by the staff ghost time. But even my old time is still beating the staff ghost. Man, I'm doing really well here. I'm not sure why I'm this much faster than my previous attempt, because that one I already felt like I didn't make any major mistakes. It's not like I'm beating my old time by a little bit, I'm beating it hands down. Man. It didn't really feel like I was doing so much different. But apparently my cutting the corners and hitting the zippers was a lot more efficient this time around. Let's save this time, because this time deserves to be saved. Apparently it was really good. Okay, good times or not, we're not done yet. There's more tracks that we need to take care of. And of course, let's not forget to turn the time trials on this time. I'm starting to become a pro at forgetting that. Okay, thank you, TT. See you in the next race whenever a ghost of you has appeared. But first, I need to unlock it. Greenwood Village. Okay, second time is the charm. After getting stuck in the wall the first time through, the second time was a clean race. Good enough to unlock the ghost. Now let's go beat that ghost. And hopefully not get stuck in the wall again.
Try and beat my time.
Should be no problem.
Keep going. Go for it.
It's not that hard to guess which wall it was. It's going to be cut out, so I need to point it out to you guys. But this upcoming part with the shortcut coming up here. Here I actually completely screwed up the turn after the zipper. And I got stuck in this wall over here. Happened here again. And it was only 2 bumps this time, so let's move on. I should still be able to salvage it. Okay, now I'm hitting a little bit too many walls. Attempt number 2.
Now try and beat my time. Go for it.
This race definitely becomes trickiest at the end. The first part is not really that difficult to do. That final part, the moment you enter this lock and the shortcut comes up with the zipper and the final couple of turns before the finish line, of course. Those are the easiest ones to actually screw up. You can even see my ghost screwing up there. And that was my successful attempt. Even that one screwed up there.
You can do this.
Oh, TT passed me. That's what you get for missing that zipper. Okay, I can still beat him. Make sure I don't screw up that turn again. And that zipper right before the finish I also kinda need. Oh, missing that one. He did too, so let's hit this one instead. Thank you. Okay, we're still in this. I screwed up the turn.
Go for it.
Okay, I'm still ahead of him. Not by a whole lot. Okay, there we go. Hit you.
You can do this.
Okay, missing that one. There we go.
Done. Now try another track.
Okay, that was really close. As you can see, TT already passed me after the finish, so... That was a really close one. But it was good enough. Even beat my lap record, apparently. Okay, I didn't feel like the third lap was so smooth, but still. Apparently it was the fastest one I had. Didn't feel like it. But okay, yeah, because of all the cutting happening here, I'm not too sure where I am time-wise, but... If I need to guess, I think I'm at 20 minutes now, so... Let's quickly turn on the time trial for next time, so I don't forget, because...
Time trial. See you there.
I can assure you next time I will forget if I don't do it now. There's still 2 more tracks to do. We have Boulder, Canyon and Haunted Woods. And then it's off to the final hub. So I'm pretty sure the next episode we can finish this project off. 1 more episode to go. We will finish off the final couple of time trials. And this project will finally be concluded. See you folks then. Treecks out.